Good evening, everyone. It's Sal Stretford Post. How you're doing? And welcome to another episode of Chatterbox. Hope everyone is doing fine. Everyone's doing good. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. Of course, wherever you are in the world, of course, it could be good morning, it could be afternoon, could be good night. Wherever you are in the world, thank you so much for joining me. Before I start, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and smash a like on the video. If you guys could do that for me, that'd be absolutely fantastic. I hope you can hear me loud and clearly. You can see me loud and clearly, and that'd be fantastic, wouldn't it, at the end of the day? Now, let's get straight into it. Of course, there was the Ruben Amorim press conference yesterday, and you know what? When you're reading between the lines in regards to signings, he did say that we need to do deals to make deals happen, and basically, what that means is selling a couple of players, selling some players that maybe we don't want to sell, and this is quite damning for Manchester United in regards to some players that, you know what, we don't want to leave the football club, could be leaving the football club. And that one player could be Alejandro Garnacho. It said that Alejandro Garnacho has become disillusioned and upset by the way that he's been treated by Manchester United fan base and Manchester United Football Club in regards to thinking that things are being blown way out of proportion in regards to everything he does is being scrutinized. Now, this is happening, of course, on the wake of having a season where he has been heavily criticized. He's been one of the main players that have been targeted, in my opinion. And this kind of news doesn't really surprise me. He would like to stay at the football club, but he has become a little bit disillusioned by the fact that he feels like he's not wanted at the football club. He's feeling like Manchester United are trying to sell him. And after the January transfer window, obviously, we had the rumors about him leaving the football club. And, that was obviously, that didn't happen. But my feelings were during the window that if we had an offer of around 80 million, something like that, 60 to 80 million, Manchester United would have accepted it. Now, what do you make of this? Now, this is the big decision that Man United have to make. Do we sell players that are, don't fit Ruben Amorim's system? Or do we just nurture those players and build them into players that can fit that system eventually over time? It's a question that needs to be asked. It is a very, very big decision for Ruben Amorim going forward. So Ruben Amorim said we need to do deals to make deals happen. So that those deals has to be deals that actually make money. And there's only a few players in Manchester United squad right now who can make money. You're talking about the likes of Kobe Mainoo, who can make money, Ahmad, who can make money, Garnacho, who can make money. Those type of players. And, the other players, as i.e. Casemiro's of this world, Lindelof's and Eriksen's, and we ain't got many other players that we can choose from. Of course, we hopefully should be making some money for Marcus Rashford. Hopefully, Marcus Rashford will go to Aston Villa or another football club. He has not left the football club yet, of course. He's assisting for fun at Aston Villa, of course. But then again, some players, as I said, find their level. And to be honest with you, Asensio has been absolutely fantastic. I did speak about Asensio, by the way, in regards to he should have come to Man United, Asensio on loan. I don't know why we didn't go after that deal. He's a fantastic player. I've always rated Asensio, in my opinion. But when we look at Garnacho, this is the big question, of course, the $1 million question, as I say. Would you guys sacrifice Garnacho for another signing for Manchester United? Now, look, you know what? He's 20 years old, a Puskas winner, top 5 young player in Europe, and also a Copa America winner as well as winning the League Cup and FA Cup for Manchester United. Of course, scoring in the FA Cup final as well. So, we cannot just discount who Garnacho is. He's done a lot in his short career at Man United, and it's very, very easy just to throw him under the bus and say, oh, yeah, just get another player in. Let's just get this player. It's very easy to do that, in my opinion. And in my opinion, I don't think it's right, if I'm being honest with you. Let me just start a poll. I'm going to start a poll right now, guys. So don't have a look at that. Would you sell Garnacho in the summer if it meant Ruben Amorim getting players in? There we go. Yes or no? Yes or no? There we go. Yes or no? Start poll. There we go, guys. What do you think about that? What do you guys think about that? It is a very, very touchy subject, of course. That's why I'm bringing it into the show, of course, today. Big up, Stephanie. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Really good to see you. Hope you're good. Hope everyone is well. Big up Irfan. Hope you're doing good, brother. Hope you're doing well. Ramadan Mubarak to everyone. Jim, what's going on, my friend? Ramadan Mubarak to everyone who's celebrating, of course, on this holy month, of course. And very, very good thing, of course, guys, what you guys do. Of course, guys, if we pay the debt off, we should not need to sell those players. Absolutely. And that is the $1 million question, isn't it, John? At the end of the day, John, you know what? This is why I didn't want the Ineos. You know, I sound like a broken record. You know what? You know Wagwan, don't you? At the end of the day, you know that, you know, we needed a full sale. We needed the debt cleared. And, you know, this is evident now what's going on, that what Ruben Amram said, he basically clarified yesterday. He basically confirmed yesterday that we need to do deals to make deals happen. And that means selling players to bring players in, which is, you know, not us. Baz says, yes. You're too giddy on that one, mate. You're too giddy on that one. For the right price, yes. It depends. For me, it's not about, you know what, for me, it's more about who we bring in, Dean. You know, Garnacho's 20 years old, and I understand it because I do see the game from various points of view. And the problem is that what we're having right now, Ruben Amram does not want to sell Garnacho. Okay, let me put it that way. He doesn't want to sell Garnacho. Garnacho's the only player that can make us money. That is it. You know what I mean? It ain't because we wants to get rid of him. You know what I mean? It ain't because of that. It's because Garnacho actually can make money, because Garnacho's a good player. You know, and to be honest with you, when we're singling out players, this is exactly what I'm saying. When we're singling out players and you know what, targeting a player in tunnel vision mentality, you know, there's no light at the end of the tunnel. There's not, because at the end of the day, you're looking at one problem in the football team or one player in the football team and basically turning them out to be the Antichrist. Basically, that's what you're doing. And that is the problem. You know, we have a whole number of players in our squad right now who should be sold before Garnacho. Absolutely. You know, the goalkeeper, for example, needs to go. Luke Shaw needs to go. Mason Mount needs to go. Casemiro needs to go. You know, all these players there need to go. Rasmus Højlund could be argued, you know, as had his chance at Manchester United. You could say that as well, you know. If this happened, and you know what, it does look likely, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, if we're going to sell a player, it does look like it's going to be Garnacho. And you know what? He will go on to do great things in the game. And you heard it here first. I'm the one who said Gomez would go on to be an England international. And I was laughed at back then. And he became an England international, didn't he? So at the end of the day, if you got rid of Garnacho, and for example, for argument's sake, to play devil's advocate here, if we got rid of Garnacho and brought in Gomez, it would be a downgrade. It would be a downgrade. It would be. He's better, Garnacho. And you're going to have to find someone better. And how much is someone better going to cost? It's going to be a risk, isn't it? You're going to have to go to South America. You're going to have to go various continents, finding a bargain, you know, and trying to find the next up-and-coming player. You know, and that obviously represents a risk, doesn't it? You know, because you might get it wrong. You might get it wrong. And you know what? That player might not turn out to be as good as Garnacho. Do you know what I mean? So it is a risky business. And unfortunately, because we're run by Ineos and because we have Jim Ratcliffe in charge, in charge of the transfers at least, you know, we're in this position now thanks to his vanity project, you know, at the end of the day. Jim, what's going on? One thing you don't do is sell your youth with a big potential. This is just scapegoating the real problem in the club. Leave your youth alone. The youth are playing for the damage of what the Glazers have done. I absolutely agree with you, Jim. And you know what? I agree. But unfortunately, if Ruben Amram was given the ultimatum, well, you know what, Ruben, we have to sell Garnacho if we want to bring in Giovanni Quenda, or if we want to bring in someone else of your choice that suit your system. You know, it is such a horrible situation to be in as a Manchester United manager, that you have to sacrifice one of your best up and coming players because you know what, we got some, you know, vanity project mongering idiots who came into the football club. Do you know what I mean? So it is a sad way, of course, to do business. Man United have never done that type of business in the past. Even though, like, some people may not have rated players, may not have rated some of the young players, you know what, they were given a chance to shine at Man United. And at 20 years old, you know, he's too young for me. And I think that will represent a mistake. I think it will end up slapping us in the face. It will. And we'll start singing, oh, you know what, we should have really got rid of Garnacho. We should have kept him, isn't it? We should have kept him. Do you know what I mean? Would you sell Garnacho to buy Cunha? Dean Boy, no. What's Cunha done for Wolves this season? Let's ask, what has Cunha done for Wolves this season? Let's ask that. Is he keeping them up? Is he keeping them up? Is he doing some amazing madness? I don't think so. We need someone better than Cunha. Cunha's overrated. Is a huge no for me. Not at any price. No, never. And I respect your opinion, Jim. It's just a conundrum that we're in at the moment. As you said, Jim, because of the Glazers, because of Ineos, who've took charge of this football club, of course. And you know what I would say? It's sad. It's a sad state of affairs. You know, Man United, who accumulated and who made money their own way, who made money organically, were taken over by the Glazers. And you know what? And here we are having to sell young players to make some money to spend in the summer. Whatever happened to Ineos having 4 billion, right? 4 billion to buy Chelsea, but can't afford any more money. You know, they had 4 billion to buy Chelsea, by the way. Just to let you know, they bid 4 billion for Chelsea. Just to make you aware, right? And you know what? They where did that money go? Where did it disappear to? I don't know. But at the end of the day, look, you know what? There are two sides to this story. There are other sides to this story as well. In regards to Garnacho, Garnacho does feel like he's being made a scapegoat. This is a fact, right? Garnacho's not happy with the way he has been treated by the media and by some fans around. And he feels like he's being targeted. Now, when a young player is targeted at the football club, when a young player or 20 years old is targeted at his football club, 76,000 people at Old Trafford every single week, you know, on your back, it's a little bit, you know, unfair, isn't it? And to be honest with you guys, I feel for him a little bit. You know, he's always available. He always gives 100%. He's not out for half a season. Look, you know what? There's guys on the stream and there's many people who think Ahmad is the fall from grace, right? And I hope he is. But Ahmad's out half a season every season. You know what I mean? And you know, Garnacho's always available. Let's be honest with us. Let's call it out how it is. How many times has Ahmad been injured this last year? Let's call it out how it is. You know what I mean? And you know, we have to look at that. But then when we got players like, you know, the likes of Garnacho, and it could be argued the likes of Bruno, you know, they're always there. They always give 100%. You know what I mean? Kamali, what's going on? My friend, hope you haven't done much either. And I hate the fact that people talking about age. If you're good enough, age isn't a factor. Age is a factor, Kamali. Age is a factor. Age is a factor. You learn. You know where David Beckham was at 20, mate? Preston North End. Preston North End. Age is a factor. It is a factor when you're getting, you know, what, targeted by the media, targeted by fans, targeted by lots of people. It is a factor. You know, social media is a very good thing, but it's also a very bad thing on players. I was there when Beckham got abused at Old Trafford after the 1998 World Cup. It is a factor. To brush it off just because you're not a fan of his, you know, is wrong because he's 20 years old and a Puskas winner. Where's Ahmad's Puskas, Kamadi? Where's Ahmad's Copa America or African Nations Cup? No, where is it? You know, at the end of the day, where is it? You know, where's these top 5 European players in Europe? Where is it? No, we can argue that all day long till the cows come home. But at the end of the day, the fact that the underlining thing is that, yes, yeah, you know what? He's not the finished product. And that's right. And neither is Ahmad and neither of any of these players. But we can't chuck these players under the bus and throw them into the sharks. And you could bet your bottom dollar, if Ruben Amorim had a choice, he'll keep those players. He'll keep those players. He wouldn't get rid of them. He absolutely wouldn't get rid of them because he's got no choice. Because Garnacho represents value. He's valuable. Why is he valuable? Because he's good. And he's only 20. You know, at the end of the day, I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, if you're good enough, you're old enough, that old cliche that people get. Everyone is different. You can't paint everyone with the same brush. It's a lack of football IQ, right? So you can't paint everyone with the same brush. And you have to look at people in a different light, different situations, different people. You know what I mean? You know, some people make it at 16. Some people make it at 22. The great Ian Wright made it at 24. You know what I mean? Some people are just like that. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, so you can't paint everyone with that same brush, respectively. You know what I mean? And I would say that, you know, you have to be a little bit fair in your analogy. You know, everyone is different. Everyone's born different. Some people born fat. Some people born skinny. Some people born, you know, fit. Some people born good at maths. Some people, you know, it's different. You know what I mean? That is, some people born articulate. And that is what life is at the end of the day, in my opinion, and my humblest opinion, of course. And that is how it is. Of course, guys, but I don't want to hear agenda-driven opinion. On this channel, we don't do agenda-driven opinion. We do opinion based on facts. We do opinion based on, you know, a balanced point of view. Balanced, you know what, that's good. But potentially, if Garnacho turns into a great player, if he goes to another club and he turns into a great player, we lose, you know. And in reality, Man United don't want to sell this player. It's, as I said, it's only because he cost money. He's worth something. Do you know what I mean? And that is the problem with it at the end of the day, in my opinion, guys. So, you know, look, you know, you can have your opinions. You don't favor the player. That's absolutely fine. But Man United, if you know about Man United, you know about our history, you know that we don't sell young players. The only reason that we're selling young players is because we are broke. Ineos have come in and made this thing happen. This is what they're doing. They made it happen at the end of the day. And to be honest with you, this wouldn't be happening if Ineos weren't at this football club. Of course, guys. Now, in regards to Garnacho, there was rumor earlier on today that Man United might be looking to do a deal with Napoli and Osimhen. Now, this deal I look at and I think this is absolutely ridiculous. And I'll tell you why. Because Man United, if we're going to get rid of Garnacho on a swap deal for Osimhen, they're two completely different players. Man United need two number 10s. Man United, in reality, have only got Ahmad and Bruno. If Garnacho leaves, Man United need a number 10 to replace him. Osimhen is not a number 10, right? So at the end of the day, we need to look at an attacking midfielder in regards to that. At the end of the day, we need to look at someone who can replace him and who's technically as good, or if not better, than Garnacho. How much is a player as good as Garnacho going to cost? You know what? You'll be surprised. You know what I mean? People will be talking about Cunha until Cunha gets the ball and ends up being the next Pereira. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, because at the end of the day, people are talking about Cunha. What's Cunha done for Wolverhampton Wanderers this season? I would love to hear it. You know, because at the end of the day, all I'm seeing is Wolverhampton Wanderers getting smashed up every single week. That's all I'm saying. Great players show themselves. And he's old enough. Was he 25? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, big up, Graham. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Afternoon, brother. Hope you're well. No, I don't sell Garnacho, and please smash the like. Thank you so much, Graham. And you know what? I would do the same. You know what? Man United have been put into a predicament where, you know what, we're being forced to sell players. And Ruben Amorim basically said that yesterday. You know what? That we have to do deals to make deals happen. And you know, that is not what I know as Man United. I mean, myself supporting Man United for a long time, I know that we don't sell young players. And fortunately, it's a state of affairs we're in. 37. Come on, guys, hit those like buttons. Thank you so much. Respect, brother. Big up, Grayo. Hope you're doing well, brother. Hope you had a fantastic Saturday. It's been a lovely Saturday so far. As you can tell by my face, I'm a little bit sunburnt, but you know what I mean? It is what it is. At the end of the day, you know what I mean? It will turn brown. I'm a bit like a turkey. It will turn brown eventually at the end of the day. I remember me at 12 years old playing with men 20s. At the end of everyone was saying, I played very well for my age. Why? Because I had the mentally and wanted to become, and now I'm 37 years old. And what happened to you, mate? You didn't become a footballer. Unfortunately, Kamali, it didn't happen, did it? If you're mentally strong, you would have become a footballer, mate. I know footballers who become footballers. I know David Beckham, he became a footballer from my area, Leytonstone. You know what I mean? And he wasn't very good when he was young. And let me tell you something, right? He was known as a workhorse, right? He was a workhorse, but became a footballer. Everyone is different, mate. Everyone's different. At the end of the day, he's 20. Big up, Barman. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Absolutely. Ramadan Mubarak to Barman, of course, and everyone around the world who's celebrating Ramadan, of course, who is participating in Ramadan, of course. It is a very, very special month. And you know what? This is, you know, it's great. It's a great thing. You know what? You in regards to Ramadan is that you get to understand what it's like, you know what I mean, to feel hunger, to you know what I mean, to suffer a little bit. And you know what, it's a fantastic thing, beautiful thing. Never wanted to be a professional footballer. What do you want to be now, Kamali? And what are you, mate? And where are you? Jim, if we get the price right, people, meaning experienced heads around Ghana, Ahmad, Harry, Amas, Collier, these players have massive potential. If we don't sell the bad apples in our club, the youth will suffer. Jim, I really love your comments tonight, mate. You're on fire tonight, Jim. You're absolutely on fire. I do agree with that. I do agree with that. And to be honest with you, I agree. Man United are severely lacking in winners. Man United are severely lacking in players around that have been there, done it, worn the T-shirt. You know, this is the argument I was making yesterday, Jim, about Bruno. That, you know, what Roy Keane called out Bruno. I agreed with a lot of what Roy Keane said. At the end of the day, I agree with a lot of what Roy Keane said. But at the same time, I understand the context of where Bruno is in his situation, because Roy Keane was playing at a time when Manchester United was successful. Man United had stability. Man United had a great manager. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's very easy for ex-players to call out, you know what I mean, players today. Because no matter who went into that team in the 1990s, you know, they have more chance to succeed. For example, if Bruno Fernandes walked into the team in 1995, 96 or 94, whatever, he would have been a baller. He would have been an absolute superstar. Absolutely. And this is the same with Garnacho and players around him, the players around in Manchester United, right? If they had winners around them, it would be a lot easier. Of course, it would be a lot easier. If Lamine Yamal didn't have, you know, great players around him, it would be hard, wouldn't it? At the end of the day, you could put Lamine Yamal in Man United's team right now. He would struggle, let me tell you. At the end of the day, you know, I would love him at the club, but he would struggle. Yeah, he wouldn't be on fire, put it that way. You know, the thing is, Man United have a cultural problem. Man United's problem stems deep, and Man United, this cultural problem has been going on for many years now, and we're passing it down from generation to generation. And then eventually our success will be sort of poof into oblivion. And then, you know what, when was Man United successful again? And we don't want to get to that, do we? Because when we were successful, we were passing down that same culture every single generation. Now the generations are starting. We're literally 1 or 2 generations from Man United's Premier League legacy going beyond the memory span, of course. So, you know, this is the problem of it, of course. Big up Kamali, big up your industrial career, my bro. Absolutely. Sal, the weather here today is glorious. The sun is shining and spring here is here. Excellent comment, my good friend, and hope you're well. Absolutely great. Absolutely brilliant. And you know what? There's people who support this football club, and there's people who follow this football club. And let me tell you, and this is no detriment to anyone. Let me tell you, I've supported and followed and supported this football club for 40 years. But when you support this football club, you understand the legacy of this football club, where this football club came from, you know, and how we became the treble winners and how we had the class of 92. You understand that. And Jim does. Grayo does. You know, they come out with these comments that, you know what, it hits me, because I know these guys know what they're talking about, because they're like me. And I'm like, yeah, you know, and to be honest with you, Man United have 100 problems at the club. Garnacho ain't one. Bruno ain't one. You know, at the end of the day, the biggest problems at Man United are the ones that have been there sitting on their backside for many, many months and years. Mason Mount, Luke Shaw, these type of players, Casemiro, these are the players that, you know what, need to be moved on. Not the youngsters. I think we should be building teams around the likes of Ahmed and Collier and Garnacho and Euro. You know, I think we should be building a team around these players, in my opinion, in my humblest opinion. I really do. Paul, what's going on? Rashford giving assist and goal with Villa. People starting to make this thing such a manner that either Messi or Ronaldo are scoring goal. I don't know why. Paul, you know what? You know when players, you know when players do well at other clubs, it's just a representation of them as a person. Because at the end of the day, we've had players who played for this football club, and we know that Marcus Rashford has played for this football club for many, many years, and has for 18 months been crap. So what does that tell us about him as a person, that he can go to Aston Villa and shine? Maybe he's found his level. Maybe there's less stress at Aston Villa. Maybe the shirt's less heavy. You know what I mean? And that's it. But you know what? Give him a few years at Aston Villa. Let's see how he does. Do you know what I mean? We know that Marcus Rashford is capable of magic moments. We know that he's capable of a 20, 30 goal a season every 5 years. You know, we know that. We know that about Rashford. But at Man United, he was stout. At Man United, he was walking. At Man United, he was not challenging for headers. And you know what can we do about that? You know, what can we do about that? And he was obviously going to go to Aston Villa and try to make a point. In my opinion, Asensio has been the star of the show. Asensio is, I mean, I like Asensio. I've always liked Asensio. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day. Baz, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. We are in a crap situation to have to sell young players with the value. We need to replace at least 4 or 5 players just to the squad depth. Also, we need players tailor-made for Amram's system. That's true. But at the same time, we can get rid of the likes of, if we didn't waste money on Ashwood and we didn't waste money on giving Eric Ten Hag a new contract, and if we didn't, if we can had the capabilities and skill to sell the likes of Shaw and Mount and Casemiro and, you know, these type of players, maybe we could build some money. Maybe we can make some money. And we wouldn't have to sell these players, of course, guys. But this is a very, very risky situation because we might sell Garnacho and we might bring someone in and he'd be crap. Do you know what I mean? Look, I'll give you an example, right? I think Man United are going to sign Giovanni Quenda in the summer. I think that's very close. He's 17 years old. Is he going to elevate Man United? Is the expectation going to be too much for him? He's 17 years old playing in Portuguese league. You know, so is he going to come to the Premier League and absolutely set the Premier League on fire? We don't know. It represents a risk, doesn't it, at the end of the day? But I just have fingers crossed that it works out for the best. I have fingers crossed that, you know what, I'm like this, right? I'm like this. Don't blame me. Don't blame the messenger. I'm like this. Let Ruben Amorim do what he wants to do. Let Ruben Amorim do what he wants to do. If Ruben Amorim does what he wants to do, he gets his players, he's got no excuses then, isn't it? At the end of the day. But he has to be back fully. Now, I'm looking at Onana. I think we should sell Onana. I don't think Onana's good enough. I think Onana makes too many mistakes. I think Onana's a bigger problem than Garnacho in the squad. Absolutely. Garnacho he represents anxiety and nervousness and everything. I don't know whether to watch Onana play football or go to the pharmacy and get some anxiety tablets. Because at the end of the day, this guy is an absolute stressful. You know what I mean? Every time he gets the ball, I'm like, what's he going to do? Is Onana going to make a mistake today? Even in the FA Cup final, he managed to make a mistake, didn't he? He managed to make a mistake. Barman, we need kindness, no judgment, acceptance, people who they are not who we want them to be. A young player like Ghana needs support and guidance. Barman, my friend, I love your comment, mate. Very Manchester United-like comment. A very, very Manchester United-like comment. Great comment. Absolutely spot on. If David Beckham didn't get the nurturing and the guidance that, Alex Ferguson gave him in 1998 when he got abuse and he got his wife abused, everything, you know what? He might have not done what he did in a Manchester United shirt. It was the support that got him through. Young players need support, and that's what I would say. Bless you, Sal. Big up. I feel the pain and suffering too of the politics of our situation. It hurts so bad. I speak to many people when our Sal, and I always tell them that they are the biggest. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely, man. Barman, hatred is a reflection of the haters who are not the people who target. Glory to Man United. Absolutely, Barman. Big up, my friend. Grayo. Sal, regarding Keno and his comment, as you said earlier, even if we had Kleberson and Jemba in our team, we still won titles. Absolutely, Grayo. Because it was a mentality. When we removed Roy Keane from that team, we didn't really suffer. You know, all right, Man United had a little bit of a bad spell about 2004, 2005, 2006. We did, but we still won the odd trophy. But you know what? You always knew that we were going to turn the thing. We had Bellion and Kleberson and Jemba. You know what I mean? And you look at that team and, you know, we were still winning games. We weren't like in this position, you know, at the end of the day. Roy Keane was as a fantastic player, a world-class player, a generational player. But let's not get it twisted that if Bruno was brought into this team, into Manchester United's team in 1995, 1999, whatever, he would be a great player. You got to understand that Luke Chadwick, Jonathan Greening played in the 1999 Champions League squad. You know what I mean? Ben Thornley was in the 1999 Champions League squad. You know what I mean? And you look at that, Wes Brown and players like that, you know, and it's very easy to look. And I said yesterday something about you could take Gary Neville, right? For example, take Gary Neville at the football team. Put Warren Barton, Jason McAteer, Danny Mills, Ian Hart in the same position as Gary Neville, they too would win Premier League titles. It's because they're brought into a winning environment. I don't disagree with everything Roy Keane says. Some of what Roy Keane said was true. And you know what? But it is very easy to talk in hindsight. You know, it's very easy to talk to talk down to players in this generation, because we are in a complete mess. In 1990s, we had Alex Ferguson, right? A settled manager, a winning manager, a genius. We had great ownership, right? We had no social media. We had no toxicity around. We had a family atmosphere at Old Trafford. It was completely different. And this is what I'm saying. I don't deal with absolutes. I look at things and I look at things from all angles. And you know what? Maybe Bruno hasn't been the player that we want him to be, but at the same time, he's not the biggest problem at Manchester United. We got many problems there that need to be called out before Bruno, of course. Big up Ashik, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. There are moments that we stand by our coach, not the players, and emotional attachments. We are at this situation because we always thought our previous coaches were the problem. Absolutely. This is why I didn't want Eric Ten Hag sacked, of course, guys. This is exactly why. Baz, unfortunately, Garnacho will be the victim of a short-term pain that we are talking about. Who knows? It might be. Who knows? It might be a mistake, though. Bless up, Hugo Grayo. I'm doing great. Thanks a lot for your wonderful support. Had a really tough week, but doing great. Big up, Jim. Absolutely. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Absolutely. Why can't people leave Rashford alone? Why can't people leave Garnacho alone? Stop thinking about, what sinister reasons of why you support Rashford. Why don't we leave Rashford alone? Maybe it's because he went to New York 48 hours before a game. Maybe it's because he's addicted to sleeping pills. Maybe it's because he was sent home from Ruben Amorim for having stomach cramps because he was drinking the night before. Maybe it was that, Kamali. Maybe we can call him out. Why don't people just leave him alone? Who's leaving him alone on a 370 grand a week? Come on, man. Stop the sinisterness. That's sinister because at the end of the day, you attack Garnacho, right? Who doesn't go out drinking, who doesn't go out gambling, who doesn't go out taking sleeping pills. What is it? Is it this? Tell me. Barman. Euro display against Ipswich with 10 men left me dreaming. What a great player Euro is. Absolutely. What a great player. Absolutely. Sal, have any idea how much in wages Shaw, Casemiro, Mount, Anthony, Malacia, Rashford, etc. would save if they were not in our squad anymore? We would be so much money. We have FFP through the roof. Absolutely. We have FFP through the roof, of course. Kamali, focus on the club and this club only. I'm glad. And then you go on to talk about Anthony. Yeah. You know nothing about this car, Kamali. You're starting to worry me about your analysis, mate. Sal, have you any idea how much in paying out wages? Yeah, I think I just read that. Millions, mate. Millions. And we would be in a much better position, of course. Jim, much respect, my brother. Big up, of course. I never see the sense in selling young players. They are only the ones that teams should be using to build up the team each season. Exactly what I'm saying, Kamali. Exactly. And that is Garnacho. Absolutely. Barman, great comment, my friend. Absolute big up, Barman, of course. I'm pretty much resigned to our league positions this season. For me, the summer transfer is what is getting excited. Just hope we don't leave it to the last hour to get things sorted out. I agree, Steve. Absolutely. Man United need to get their deals done early. Obviously, in the past, notoriously, we've got deals done in the last minute. You remember the Fellaini deal was absolutely incredible, wasn't it? Hopefully Man United do get the deals done early and hope whatever Ruben Amorim wants, we're going to have to accept, guys. We're going to have to accept it. And to be honest with you, whether we like it or not, whether it's popular or not, I'm going to back Ruben Amorim to the hill and back because at the end of the day, I think that's what we need to do as Manchester United fans. Just back the manager, of course, absolutely. So speaking of what I've been telling so many people, Onana makes so many silly errors almost every game. It comes back to bite us whether we dish the legend David De Gea now. Absolutely, absolutely. And this is Stretford Post. I built this community and with great people around it. And to be honest with you, we speak what we want to speak about on this channel. Each one of us, we do. And to be honest with you, I speak about what I want to speak about. Anything is connected to Man United, I speak about. Unfortunately, for some, as much as they want to deny it and contradict themselves, Anthony, Rashford are still part of Manchester United, are still Manchester United employees. So you'll remember that. John O'Shea was another great player. Versatile, very versatile, and gave 100%. Not blessed with talent, but always gave 100%, absolutely. So, do you think the next transfer window is the most important in the club's history? I do. Let's be honest, it's shit or bust. If we don't get things right done this time, I think we are fucked. I agree. Great. I think this is a very, very big transfer window because you know what? We can give Ineos the benefit of the doubt in regards to the January transfer window. But you know what? Ruben Amorim needs to be backed. If he's not backed this summer, it basically tells us what we're going to expect for the next few years under Ineos. I do believe that the vibes are going to get a little bit more noisy. I do believe the stress and the anger is going to get a lot more noisy, in my opinion, at the end of the day. That's over $1 million a week. Bloody hell, isn't it, barman? Isn't it? Anana is a huge problem. He has gone from okay to bad to worse. He's just terrible. That's it at the end of the day. Thank you so much, Gray. You're absolute legend. 41 likes for all your love and people in the stream. Would you please hit the like button, subscribe buttons, enhance the beautiful community channel. Thank you, Grayo. We're on the way to 9,000 subscribers, guys. Let's keep it pushing. Let's get it to 9,000 subscribers, guys. Absolutely. And let's get it going, guys. Absolutely. Guys, it is a shorter show today. It is the weekend. I will be doing more shows, of course, coming up. And don't forget, on Monday, I have got a very special guest coming in, a good journalist from the UK, of course, and an author, of course, guys. So, you know what? Really looking forward to that. Really looking forward to that. Kamali, talking about them, it's making them relevant and a focus on Man United. We are focusing on Man United. I don't know what you're talking about, Kamali. Everything is focused on Man United. Anthony is Man United. Rashford is Man United. If we want to talk about them, we talk about them. At the end of the day, Kamali, this is Manchester United. This is Stretford Post. This is what we do. We talk about all different subjects in regards to what is related to Man United. Who is Marcus Rashford employed to, mate? Man United. Who is Anthony employed to, mate? Man United. You know, who is Malacia employed to, mate? Man United. So that is, you know what, a Man United subject. So Man United as a whole, because if we sell Rashford for 40 million, it's Man United. We get 40 million, not Aston Villa. We do. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, absolutely. Barman, let's do this. Barman, if Ineos don't back Cameron, means they want him to get out again. I wouldn't say it. I just think they're throwing him into the Lions. You know what I mean? And we're not going to get any manager that is going to turn this around. Gareth Southgate, we'll probably get. That is what we're aiming at. If the window opens and Lindelof malicious gets injured again, will he be staying? His contracts run out at the summer, Randy. The next window, his contracts run out, mate. He won't be a Man United player. He will be gone on a free transfer, my friend. Absolutely. Have a great weekend, Sal. Much love to you, brother. And thank you so much, my friend. Big up, you legend. Absolute legend. Hope Karen and everything is doing well. And Honey Bun, of course. Big up, Danny B, of course. Absolutely. Big up Sal and Gray on Legends of Stretford Post. Big up all and the chat. We are Man United family and back each other in hard times. This is absolutely. We're going to go through a lot, guys. We're going to go through a lot. It's the toughest that survive. He who dares wins. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's the toughest that survive. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Have a great Saturday. Enjoy it. You know what? When I was a kid, I used to sit down. I used to watch Noel Edmonds' House Party, Generation Game, all these programs leading up to Match of the Day. Those were my evenings, right? And I miss those days. I really do miss the simplistic days of when I can enjoy football and just concentrate on football, not concentrate on politics and stuff like that. Of course, you know what I mean? But you know what? Unfortunately, this is the world we live in today, guys. Absolutely. But I was raised on Manchester United, right? Raised on Man United. In 1989, there's places in the world who didn't even know who Man United were. Do you know what I mean? So what I would say is that, you know what? Be calm, learn our history, read some books. You know what I mean? And that's what I would say to you in all due respect, guys. Absolutely. Grayo, Karen and Hannibal will be here tomorrow for. I can't wait for it, Grayo. Come on, United. We've only lost 1 out of 30 games against Fulham, guys. 1 out of 30 games. Absolutely. Big respect, Grayo. But much love, Jim. Take it easy, my friend, and have a splendid evening, night, morning, wherever you are, guys. I'm all for it. Up the Reds. See you tomorrow, guys. This is Chatterbox. I'm Sal Warner, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.